My child, what if I told you that your entire life has been built on something hidden, something you are completely unaware of? I understand that those words may feel like a shock. You might be wondering, why say this? How could my whole life be built on something I didn't see? I understand the questions that are flooding your mind. I can feel your perplexity, and possibly even fear rising in your heart. But, please believe me, there is a reason you are hearing this message right now. Imagine a small spark. That's your curiosity igniting, wanting to know more. You might be wondering why I'm telling you this now. Why today? You've been through many experiences that shaped your decisions, dreams, and fears. All this time, you've been guided by beliefs that felt true. And now I'm here to tell you that there's something deeper, hidden. Picture you've been on a path, walking through life without knowing there was a bigger story. But today, this message has reached you. It's not a coincidence. My presence here, these words, are intended for you at this precise moment. In just a little while, I'm going to share a truth with you. It's a truth that has been waiting, hidden like buried treasure, for the right time, when you'll be ready. And you're ready now. Take a deep breath, my beloved. Steady yourself. We're going to embark on a journey together. We're going to pull back the curtain and reveal an entirely new reality. It may surprise you. It may make you question what you thought you knew. But remember that I'm with you every step of the way. My child, the truth I'm about to share with you today reaches deep, all the way to the heart of who you are. This is about your bloodline, the roots that make you who you are, and the legacy you carry within. It's a truth that has been kept from you your entire life. Up until now, you've accepted what others have said about you. You took their words as your own truth. You believed their story without questioning whether it was truly yours. Think about it. With a trusting heart, you embraced every opinion, whispered judgment, and limitation they placed upon you. But none of that ever truly represented you. None of this was true. It was as if people painted a picture of you that did not reflect the great energy you had. They didn't see the spark in you, the strength in your blood, or the purpose you serve. Over time, you began to believe this picture. You began to perceive yourself as ordinary, unremarkable, even invisible. And it wasn't just those around you. Life, with its challenges and unexpected twists and turns, seemed to add to this false story, convincing you that you were small, unnoticed, and unworthy of something bigger. But I am here to tell you a different story. There is something powerful inside you, something you may have felt, but couldn't quite explain. It's in your blood, in the core of who you are. You come from a line of people who were strong, courageous, and conquered enormous odds. This legacy is real, and it's unlike anything you've been told. You were born with a purpose, a spark, a light that cannot be dimmed. For the next few moments, please listen with an open heart. Let go of the burden of others' lies. Stay close, my child, while I lead you back to the truth. This truth could change everything. There's something you've been told many times. It's more than just words. It's a feeling that silently entered your heart when you were young. It was a message, an unspoken belief woven into times of hardship, in times when life pushed you down. In every stumble and struggle, this lie made its way deep inside, whispering that you were just ordinary, one face in a crowd. It tried to convince you that you came from a line of people destined to fade away, people whose lives left no mark. Perhaps, over time, you began to believe this lies. Perhaps you began to see yourself through its false lens, letting it seep into your choices and shape your dreams. It may have prevented you from pursuing the life you truly desired. You may have thought you were just following a path set before you that you couldn't change. But that is not the truth, beloved child. The truth is considerably more powerful and amazing than this lie ever let you imagine. The truth is, you are not ordinary. You come from a line of strength, a legacy of fortitude, of people who overcame, who left their mark on the world in ways that are still felt now. The same strength, the same spark, lies within you, waiting to be awakened. You were never intended to fade away. You were meant to shine. But, my child, I'm here today to break that illusion. The lie that you are ordinary and not designed to be remembered is far from the truth. Think about it. Why do you think they worked so hard to convince you otherwise? Why were they so invested in keeping you small, in making you believe you were nothing special? Have you ever stopped to wonder why this story was repeated again and again, by people and by life itself? There is a reason for this. They didn't want you to see the strength, potential, and greatness that are woven into your entire being. It's time to uncover the truth. It is time to awaken the greatness that they worked so hard to keep hidden. My child, do you remember Moses? The world saw him as just another Hebrew child, one among many others, trapped in slavery under Pharaoh's rule. They believed his life would be nothing more than suffering and hardship, another soul lost in the darkness of oppression. But I had another plan for him. From the start, I set him apart. I called him to lead, to bring freedom where there was only captivity. No one could see it then, but I had already chosen Moses for something far greater than anyone could imagine. They couldn't see the power that was hidden within him, the courage I would instill in his heart, the wisdom I would guide him with. Moses was not just another person in the crowd. He was called to rise up and be a powerful force for change, even when it seemed impossible. To the world, Moses seemed like nobody special. In fact, even he doubted deeply that he could ever do anything important. He questioned his own worth, abilities, and even his voice. But I chose him. I saw through all of his doubts. I encouraged him to rise above what others had said about him. I made him the one to lead his people to liberty. And, my dear child, this same truth is within you. No matter what the world has told you or what you've believed about yourself, I'm here to tell you that you have a purpose. You were born to carry your bloodline to new heights and make your life remarkable. You are here to show the world that I am the one who writes your story, not anyone else. Now, listen carefully, my child, because many people stumble at this point. I know you've probably asked yourself, How could I, of all people, ever make a difference? How could someone like me possibly change anything? Do you think Moses didn't wrestle with the same questions? When I called him, he hesitated. He looked at himself and saw only his flaws, doubts, and what he thought was ordinariness. He could not see what I saw. But I saw a leader. I saw a man who could stand tall even when he did not feel strong. I saw a man whose voice would carry through the ages, changing the lives of millions. What Moses didn't realize in that moment was that it wasn't his strength that mattered, it was mine. It was my strength, calling, and purpose in him that would make all the difference. But listen carefully, my child. It is often the ones who feel the least likely, the ones the world overlooks or calls insignificant, who hold within them the greatest strength. It isn't about what the world sees, it's about what I know I've placed within you. Yes, there might be doubt in your heart, voices whispering that you are not enough, that this purpose is not for you. But listen to me, my child, that doubt is not your truth. It's the enemy's seed, planted to keep you from stepping into the life I've planned for you. The enemy knows that if you truly understand the power, purpose, and light I've placed in you, nothing will stand in your way. So rise now, knowing you are destined for something greater than you can see right now. Can you feel that fire within you, my child, that unshakable stirring, like a burning flame that you can't ignore? That's my voice calling you to rise. It's a call to break free, to shatter the bonds that have bound your family together for generations. You're not here by accident. You are the one I've chosen to carry on a new legacy, to forge a path of freedom where none existed before. That restlessness you feel is more than just a feeling. It's the call of destiny, an echo of my plan for your life. Just as I was with Moses, leading him through impossible trials, I am now with you. I am the same God who parted the seas, silenced kings' voices, and created a way where none existed. I was there in the fire, in the storm, and in the darkest night. And now I'm here with you, calling you to rise and boldly pursue the purpose for which you were born. Now, listen carefully, my beloved child, because this is the truth I need you to hear. You are the start of something extraordinary. Yes, you. You might be feeling small or ordinary right now. But remember this, greatness often starts in the most unlikely places. Just like Moses, who began with a single cry as a slave in an oppressive land, your story will unfold in ways you cannot yet imagine. What you're starting now will grow, just as his journey did, into something that affects many people's lives. When I called Moses, no one believed him. He was perceived as nothing more than a stammering shepherd in the wilderness. His own people questioned him, and Moses himself questioned his value. But I recognized something in him that no one else could. I had anointed him for greatness long before he knew it. I instilled a leader in him, and the world would eventually see it. And now, my child, I'm telling you the same. I have also anointed you. What you're doing right now, in this very moment, is much bigger than just you. Every decision you make and every action you take lays the groundwork for future generations. One day, your children, and their children will reflect on your life. They will draw strength from the legacy you are creating right now, the foundation you are laying. They will stand taller because of you. This calling isn't a distant dream. It is the purpose I have instilled in you. The world is waiting. Your legacy is waiting. And I'm by your side. This is your time to take a bold step forward, to break free from the chains of uncertainty, and embrace the truth of who you are intended to be. Know that I am with you in every step of faith, guiding and strengthening you. I am the author and finisher of your story. Your journey is in my hands. The lies that once held you back can no longer stand in the light of my truth. So take the first step. Break through the barriers of the past and start crafting a future that will be remembered for generations to come. It is time for you to rise.